I came into office at a time of great economic and international instability. Families and businesses were worried about how to pay their bills. Putin's illegal war in Ukraine threatens the security of our whole continent, and our country has been held back for too long by low economic growth. I was elected by the Conservative Party with a mandate to change this. We delivered on energy bills and on cutting national insurance. And we set out a vision for a low-tax, high-growth economy that would take advantage of the freedoms of Brexit. I recognise, though, given the situation, I cannot deliver the mandate on which I was elected by the Conservative Party. I have therefore spoken to His Majesty the King to notify him that I am resigning as leader of the Conservative Party. This morning I met the chairman of the 1922 committee, Sir Graham Brady. We've agreed that there will be a leadership election to be completed within the next week. This will ensure that we remain on a path to deliver our fiscal plans and maintain our country's economic stability and national security. I will remain as Prime Minister until a successor has been chosen. Thank you.
Well, extraordinary moment in British political history, a moment of huge drama. Liz Truss resigning, as she just told us, as leader of the Conservative Party and therefore as Prime Minister. There will be another Conservative Party leadership election within the next week. Our chief political correspondent, Nick Eardley, is still in Downing Street. Her premiership, Nick, has lasted less time than the leadership campaign that she won.
Wow, Ben, what else can you say? What an extraordinary moment in British political history. Liz Truss has been Prime Minister for a month and a half. This has been one of the shortest-lived premierships ever in British history, and we've just heard the Prime Minister come out and say she accepts she cannot deliver the vision that she sold to her party and to the country a few weeks ago. This is a really remarkable moment. The resignation of Prime Ministers is always a big deal, but I've never seen anything like this. And let's be clear what's happened. Yesterday, Liz Truss told us all she was a fighter, that she was going to try and go on. What's happened over the past 24 hours is the level of chaos in government, the level of chaos in Parliament and the Conservative Party has led to a point where Liz Truss knows that she can't continue. And what will happen now is the quickest turnover of power that we've seen in quite some time. The Prime Minister has resigned as Tory leader. That's done. Over the next week, there will be a leadership election among Conservative MPs. This is a lightning speed change. The question now is whether the Conservative Party can coalesce around another leader, whether there's anybody that can unite the party. The answer at the moment is no. And whether the party can avoid a general election, because in a week's time, by the end of October, we are going to have our third Prime Minister of the year. Remember, 11 days today, the Chancellor is supposed to set out his plan to fill the fiscal black hole. By that time, Ben, there will be a new Prime Minister. This is an unprecedented situation, an unprecedentedly short tenure for a Prime Minister, and an unprecedented crisis in British politics.